Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If today is your first time, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so when uploading a video you'll be the first to be notified. Today I'm going to share my cottage pie recipe with you. As you can see, my potatoes are already washed and chopped into smaller pieces. I'm going to put this in a pot, cover with water as you can see here, and I'm adding a pinch of salt and I'm going to bring it to a boil on a medium heat. And then here I've got all the ingredients that I'll be using in this recipe for my onions, my spices and seasonings, and then I've got my special made tomato puree or sauce. You can use tomato paste, and I'm using some Worcestershire sauce as well, and cornstarch, pinch of salt, and some vegetables of my choice. So you can use any vegetables that you want, and I'm using some cheese as well. So I'm heating up my pan, and then I've added some oil in it, and then I'm going to add my onions once the oil is hot. I'm going to saute them for about 2 minutes. Then I'm going to go in and add my diced garlic. Adding the garlic, and I'm going to fry that for about 1 minute. Then I will go in and add my beef. So I have titled this cottage pie or shepherd's pie because they are entirely the same thing. The only difference is the cottage pie is made with the beef, and then the shepherd's pie is made with lamb. So whichever you prefer, you use that. I'm going to cook the meat for about 8 minutes, and as you can see, my potatoes are also boiling beautifully. And don't forget to keep stirring the meat as well, just to make sure it doesn't stick together. You want it to separate individually, if you get what I mean. So after 8 minutes, this is how it's looking like. At this point, I'm going to go in and add all my spices that I'm using. I'm adding black pepper, paprika, thyme, and dry Italian herbs, and then my chicken stock. So you can use beef stock instead if you want. And I'm using bay leaf and chili flakes. So I'm mixing that in to make sure it's well incorporated. I'm now going to add my tomato sauce. As I said earlier, you can add tomato paste instead. And then I'm going to cover. I'm just mixing that thoroughly, and then I'm going to cover to let it cook for about 5 minutes. And my potatoes are also ready at this point, very soft. I'm going to pour it in my colander and let it cool for a few minutes before I go in and mash it. So I'm just covering my pot. And in here, I'm just getting my cornstarch ready. I have 1 tablespoon of cornstarch here, and I've added some water to dissolve it. And I'm going to add that to my pot and mix well. You can use flour instead if you want, or if you don't have cornstarch. And now I'm adding my vegetables. Then I'm going to cover for about 8 minutes to let it steam. you want your carrot to be a little bit softer on the soft side before you put in the oven. If not, putting it in the oven may not soften it. So yeah, I'm going ahead to mash my potatoes now, and then I'll be adding some milk, black pepper, and I'll add some of my cheese in this. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of butter, and then just a little bit of black pepper, not too much. And I'm adding my cheese too, and then I'm going to mix that together and then gradually add my milk. I'm using half cup of milk. So I'm just checking in on my meat as well, mixing it together. And once that is done, I'm going to then scoop the mashed potatoes on top of the meat, and I'm just going to spread it on top of it the way I want it, and then pop it in the oven. While I'm doing this though, I have also put on my oven to preheat it on the highest for 15 minutes, and then I'm just going to bake my cottage pie on 180 degree for 35 minutes, and I'll be spreading the rest of the cheese on top of the pie. So I'm now just spreading the mashed potatoes on top of my mince and veggies. I'm spreading it all over it. This extra bit is just optional. You can do this if you want. It's just making it look a little bit nicer, not just rough, you know. So now I'm spreading the cheese on, or sprinkling the cheese on top of it, and then I'm just going to pop it in my oven. So there you go. Just gonna leave it there to cook. And this is the end result. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it or enjoyed watching this video, thumbs up for me, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you. See you in the next video.